This is Tea Time on Plus TV Africa, where we discuss the biggest entertainment stories. My name is Elsie Godwin, and as usual, I'm never here alone. I'm here with Oritu and Ifeoluwa Osunkeye.
What's good?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm blessed. Blessed weekend as well. Yeah, we turned up for Deomi's wedding. Big shout out to Deomi. That was a very, very, very amazing wedding ceremony, and we had lots of fun. And God bless your union. May you stay happy. We wish you quadruplets. And
does she wish herself quadruplets?
Okay, sextuplets.
Huh. All right, moving on to a very, I think it's exciting for me because I would like to put it like this. Sis committed the crime. Sis was remorseful. Sis pleaded guilty. Sis did the crime, so she did the time. Sis has been released from federal prison in Dublin, California after serving 11 days of a 2-week sentence for her role in the college admission scam. Sis is wise, Sis is done and free, and Sis is Felicity Hoffman.
So be like Sis.
I mean, she's the only one of the pack that is done. I mean, that's just, I think it's wisdom.
As in, when I saw the story, the first thing that came to my mind, like, already, when we talk
about
it's all done and dusted. I'm like, oh, this is a very smart
And
woman.
she's lucky. I mean, she got to do 11 days instead of 14 days. That's like...
I think this was if you ask me, this was premeditated. They knew that 14 days will fall on a weekend, and there's a rule that says if your sentence falls on a weekend or holiday, you get to leave. So this was, they planned this. They told her.
Remember, she resumed 2 weeks earlier than she was supposed to start her sentence. For me, I feel she did that because she knows that
has a very
if
good
she
legal
resumed
counsel
on that day, the press would be out there waiting for her to say something. So it was just smart.
No,
that
apart
she went
from that,
2
I
weeks
think
earlier.
they planned it because they knew that, look, if you resume on the date of your sentence, you have to spend exactly 14 days. But they planned it knowing that it would fall on a weekend for a sentence to be over, which exonerates you officially according to law. So I think this was just a smart move by our legal team,
her legal team, they're just awesome. Yeah.
And then when I saw this, I was like, wow. But we shouldn't forget that she'll still have to face 1 year supervision, and she'll still do a fine and community service.
But you cannot compare her and not even the other people now. No. Everybody on this case, their case is still pending.
Because now they have extra charges.
But I thought you already concluded that Sis is smart. Well, of course,
smart.
Yes,
And I see a lot of people coming for her that should have just been nice enough to do the 14 days.
It wasn't nice
enough. Nobody wants to stay extra 1 minute in cell. So why are you saying that somebody should?
Why would anybody say she should be nice enough to do?
Because they feel like the 14 days was not enough justice, and it would have been nicer for her to just stay back for her 14 days.
Do you know what? It wouldn't have been enough justice if she was not remorseful, but we all saw how remorseful she was and how remorseful she is. So don't let me use past tense. She's still very remorseful even though she's out, because they reached out to a legal team, but there was a slight statement, but I don't want to quote it because I don't know how valid the source is, but she still released a statement saying that she's still so sorry. So even after spending the time, you're still coming out to let people know that, look, I'm still sorry about everything that happened. I shouldn't have put you guys in that position. She's even thinking about the people.
She's not acting like,
she's not selfish.
I mean, I've done the time.
Yeah, so it's all done. No.
I feel people should, because I see a lot of people dragging her, but people should just calm down, let her be. She has done her time, and then she should move on with her life now.
Of course she will. I'm happy for her. I'm happy she's that wise.
I'm just worried about the daughters because
I think hers is just one. Yeah,
what?
It's lovely.
No, sorry, her daughter.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, so I'm just worried about her daughter because any other school she gets into now, you know, there's this perception that people have about people that have a standing history. So I'm just worried about how she will be viewed by her peers because, but I know she'll be all right at the end of the day. But you know, this is America, like cyberbullying and all of that, especially when you're the daughter of a famous celebrity. So
she will be fine.
I know she'll get over it.
Anyway, moving on to Ife's idol, Wizkid's baby mama solicits for fund online. So what I saw is not her soliciting for fund. I think she was just talking about how she saved up to do this, and now she's urging people to support her business, patronize the clothing line, which is after her son, so that they will get enough money to further his education and all that. And of course, Trust Bloggers decided to make, you know, but I don't even want to talk about Wizkid in this story.
It's funny when you say Wizkid is my idol, though. Because it's not. No, I'm a fan.
Oh, you agree he is too, ba?
Yeah.
No, I'm a fan of Wizkid, but Wizkid is not my idol. So
idol?
when we were talking about who's my idol, myself and my dad. After me, it's my dad. I come first, then my dad second. Okay. Yeah. So, so like I was saying, for Wizkid, I'm a fan, but I do not agree totally to everything Wizkid does. Like I was at the Starboy Fest, like you all know, you know. Like Ewa was at Davido's childbirth, right? Yeah, she was in the labor room as well. So I was at Starboy Fest, and I saw what happened. You know, there's been this story about Wizkid not supporting his own and not allowing other people in his camp shine. Like he's afraid of people shining in his camp. So while I was at the show, I saw him bring out Naira Marley, I saw him bring out Ricardo Banks, I saw him bring out Runtown, I saw him bring out, what's it called, Tiwa Savage, I saw him bring out a whole lot of other acts, right? Because they said the show is not about me, it's about it's about African artists and all that. And then, after your performance with each and every one you brought on stage and you performed the song you've done with them, right? You gave them the opportunity to perform 2 songs, but you brought up your own artist at the end of the show, right? And then Starboy Terry, like I've always made it clear on this table that I'm a fan. I listen to a lot of Starboy Terry. Do you understand? And I think he's a very amazing artist. But you didn't give him the room or the chance to perform any other song. You only performed Soccer with him, and you ended the show. I felt so disappointed because I was waiting for Starboy Terry's performance. And when I saw that it was the last person, I was so disappointed. You just did Soccer.
How did we get to this point? Because we are talking about Wizkid's son and the baby mama.
Yeah,
how did we get to Terry? Because this I'm getting there. Love for Terry is getting out of hand.
Just calm down. So, if you're not showing support to the people you actually love, so for this girl to be saying, oh, she's the one doing all of this, come on, lesson fee is how much? How much lesson teacher I want to take last? Do you understand? It's chicken feed for someone like Wizkid. So I don't think you should get to a level where we even get to know about your son's flops in the school, because that's a conversation, that's a family conversation. So it shows lack of communication in your home to start with. So you're not even communicating with your baby mama to know that your son is even flunking his exams, to even know that they require extra lesson teachers. Do you understand? Like, those are things that should be handled in the family. Like, it should be within the circle you're in. I don't need to get involved. You don't need to get involved. You don't need to get involved. We all don't need to get involved. So I really do not support everything Wizkid does, in as much as I appreciate his craft and his music and all of that. But if this is what you're doing, bro, you need to fix up your life, like MI says.
I think I agree with Ife. I mean, aside the Terry story, but I totally agree with him. Like,
why aside the Terry story? Because it was me and you that had this conversation.
Let's go.
No, like, I'm just saying the Terry story was not... Okay, Ife, let's just forget it. But then...
I'm just pointing out that I do not agree with everything Wizkid does.
Okay, that's fine. But on this story, I agree with what Ife said, because it should be a family thing. If your son needs money for lesson, how much is... Like, I mean, it can't even be up to $1 million. Do you get
$1 million? It's not even up to
I'm just saying, like, let's say it's so expensive and it's like $1 million naira. I mean, Wizkid can afford 10 million naira for lesson class for his son. And it's his son. If you invest in your children, when you grow old, I mean, you reap it back. I don't like the way he's treating his family, because this is not the first time this is coming out. And like Ife said, he needs to get himself together and work better. I don't blame the baby mama putting all these things out, because if you don't blow your trumpet, like they say, nobody will blow it. If she's doing the job alone, it's okay for her to come out and put it out there that she's doing the job alone and she's saving up. If anybody wants to help her, they can help her.
Okay, talking about the same Starboy Fest, I don't know if you guys saw when Wizkid carried one of his sons. That's supposed to be the last one, I think.
Zion.
And I'm guessing that is where his priority is right now, which is not supposed to be. You're supposed to find a way to balance up your life, especially when you have decided to become the king of baby daddies. So you need to be matured.
So how can you take Obi's school?
Well, he needs to be matured enough to know where his responsibility is and where to draw the line, especially when you feel like the woman you're with now is not comfortable with you talking to your previous woman, right? But you need to make her understand that this is my child. Now, off that, I know this is not, her name is Sishola, right? This is not an attempt to get on the news, but I mean, she has eyes on her already because she's Wizkid's baby mama. And I feel like if the baby was not for Wizkid, she would take care of her child, right? So it's been established that Wizkid has decided to be responsible, or maybe she has decided to say, I don't want anything from this guy,
wait.
right?
You said if Wizkid was not the father of the child,
no,
another person will father the child and will take
yes,
care of
and
that
I'm
child.
saying there are people that are not Wizkid and they're also irresponsible with their child, right? So I'm saying, I'm glad that she's taking care of her child, but I'm wishing that bloggers can just let her be and do what she has to do to take care of her child. Because putting this out there now is, I think Ife has mentioned how things that go out there, even if it doesn't come directly from a person, when bloggers merge it together, it becomes like a beef, especially when the two parties are not matured enough to know that this is not the intention and this is not the intention.
And from their previous issues that they've had, the chats that's been out there, they have serious issues with bloggers picking her words and using it against him. And
so I just feel they should let her do the single mom thing if that's where she is right now and be fine, not creating problem where there isn't any. That's how I feel about it. If Wizkid wants to be responsible, that's his problem. If he doesn't want to be, that's his personal problem. But I hope that her businesses go fine and whatever she does, she's doing fine. Because we watched an interview she had recently, right? Not recently, when she was about to launch the Caesar line thing, and she talked about how she really wants to work hard to give her son everything he needs. So I think the blogger should really let her be. That's really where I want to come from.
Or at least if they want to speak her word, they should say it the way it is.
The way she said it. Like, at least if you say she's soliciting for people to patronize her business and then help her promote the business.
It's not like she opened a GoFundMe account.
That was what I thought initially. But moving on, it's time for a very quick break. When we return, we have more stories to discuss. We'll be right back. Welcome to Tea Time on Plus TV Africa, where we bring you the biggest entertainment stories and, of course, analyze them for you.
You can have both parents and still end up as a useless child. I see them every day.
Most times I worry more about where I'm coming from and where I am now. And that determines my next step.
Why are you sounding like
Alibaba
now?
Plus TV Africa, we're feeling good. No time to dull, everybody feeling alright.
I still make music and people are still buying. Sometimes I look myself minimal IU.
Akpala music is for mature-minded people. I got DMs sometimes from Malawi, like,
Sleeping early. Welcome back. This is still Tea Time on Plus TV Africa. Moving on to the next story up for conversation. Kiss Daniel's lawyer replied Olisa Agbakuba saying G Worldwide is scared. He also stated that there is no new lawsuit between Kiss Daniel and G Worldwide, contrary to a misleading media campaign instigated by G Worldwide. The only two existing lawsuits between the parties was instituted about 2 years ago. So, Ife.
I'm so glad they're settling for alternative dispute resolution, popularly called ADR. Or
no, they have not agreed.
It's the G Worldwide that they are.
G Worldwide wants that, but Kiss Daniel's side is saying, if you're not shady, why are you now trying to go back to arbitration when you were the one who took us to court? Why are you sidelining the judgment?
Okay, so the reason why I'm going to say that they're going to settle for that eventually, because the whole court drama and all of that is just a long process. And then secondly, the arbitration thing is part of his contract. So if G Worldwide should insist, it is part of Kiss Daniel's contract that any dispute they have should be settled out of court. They went to court first, right? So we can say that, okay, that's a breach of contract on their part. But it's part of his record label contract that any dispute they have should be settled out of court. So it's an opened option for them. So I appreciate that this is going on right now. And the way the people said it, like, oh, they're scared. I don't think they're scared of the outcome. doesn't mean they're scared of pursuing legal action. But maybe they're scared of the action in terms of...
they're probably scared of the judgment, basically.
The judgment, the result of the judgment.
Yeah, the results and all of that. But I think if they have the arbitration, I think Kiss Daniel will be free to go, will be scot-free. And then at the end of the day, they said he's not allowed to use even Kiss Daniel or Kiss Daniel, whichever one he wants to use, because contrary to what people have said, there's no new legal action brought before him. And if this is a media campaign, then I'm so worried about the form of journalism we practice in this part of the world, because if this is a media campaign to make somebody that has an ongoing legal case look bad, then it really makes no sense. And the people carrying this are the ones to blame, because if you practice professional journalism, I don't think anybody will approach me now like, we are from Ewaoluwa, man. Kiss Daniel, we need to drag him a little bit. We need you guys to say something false about him on the show. I won't do that.
I don't think Ewaoluwa will go to a media.
But that's what they're claiming.
Body. No, that's what Kiss Daniel people are going. They probably went there to tell their own story. Do you understand? It's not like they're going there. They won't come to you and say, I want you to tarnish Kiss Daniel's
Trust me,
image.
these things happen.
It happens, but I don't think that's what happened. I just feel like they said something to the press, and the press will take it as it is. But I feel like they should act civil and let the court do the judgment. I mean, you went to court
as a professional journalist, if someone comes to you with their side of the story, it's only right that you follow up with the second side, especially when there are other parties involved.
And that's why we're getting this now.
Yeah, which I'm saying, yeah.
But then I still want to go back to what you said about settling out of court being part of their contract. I know I'm not a lawyer, but I've had to sign some contracts and agreements, and it's usually standard in all your agreements. They will tell you they can go through these processes. Then, if it is not settled, you get to the court of law, right? But if the people from Ewaoluwa did not think of going through the first, the second alternative, and they jumped first to the court of law, why exactly are you now trying to say no? Oh, let's go back to arbitration. I feel like there's something shady.
Yeah, that's shady.
There's something shady there, and which is why Kiss. I don't know if I call him Kiss now or Kiss.
No, we're gonna call him.
His lawyer is saying no. We have to be there and let the court rule, because. We are saying it's a long process, but they've done 2 years already. How much longer is it going to be?
And it's not affecting his business. He's doing well.
So I think they should wait, and I think I'm supporting Kiz's lawyer. They should be patient. The judge should rule, and let's see how this goes.
I mean, I'm not sure we have dramatic and stop crying to the press. Just go to court. You're
like
already there.
Said too, if they really paid some media houses to promote what it isn't, then there's a problem. But I also feel like it's a case of giving them something and they find a way to sensationalize it and click something. That could be what have happened. But anyway, maybe we can touch quickly on this one, which is on Kim, who says Kanye West has banned their daughter North from wearing makeup. And I think I'm in support of our African brother on this one. I don't know how you feel about it.
I'm so much in support of Kanye West too, because she's just how old? 6 years old, and she's already wearing makeup. That is just so wrong. That doesn't happen.
Well, Kim, in her defense, she said it's just lipstick, like maybe when she's wearing.
And at the end of the day, she was very understanding to say, okay, well, that is what we want for her because she's too young to wear makeup. I think Kim really likes Kanye, and you'll be surprised for Kim to start wearing long things and start.
I don't know. I don't think Kanye has a problem with all that.
He does, because
with her going nude. Because I know they do photo shoots together, and he also stands by her when
before he became a Christian.
He's not good with it.
You need
before
their interview. He was cool. Now that he's a Christian, he's no longer cool with it. I don't know what award night she went for, and she was talking about how she was wearing a clothes that was exposing her a bit, and Kanye was having a conversation with her that he didn't see this dress that it was like this, that you're a part of me, and now that I'm a Christian, things you wear will start affecting me, and all of that. So I feel like he's already having a problem with it. But Kim is so understanding, and I think they understand each other to that level that it won't really be a serious problem as long as Kanye is giving her reasons to do this. Trust me, she likes him enough to do.
I think this is a situation with people that just found Christ, because when you find Christ, you realize for a while, you realize that I do not have to change my personality.
Well, we need to wrap up.
I just need to start doing things the right way. But it's okay to be yourself as long as you're not being a hypocrite.
Okay, but even not for Kim, I think even our parents in this part of the world should understand that you need to dress your child in a conservative way, but time
True.
is up. That's how we wrap up this episode of Tea Time. Thank you for watching. And remember, you can catch up on this episode and all our exclusive content by subscribing to our YouTube channel, Plus TV Africa. You can also watch Tea Time on Oritu TV and in London on Ben Television. My thank you as always go to my co-anchors, Ewaoluwa, Oritu, and Ifeoluwa, Osunkeye, and of course the entire production team. My name is Elsie Godwin saying thank you for watching and be good.